What's up? Up on some late night research. Don't feel like hearing no intro music or none of that stuff. I want to turn these lights off because they hurt my eyes, so I might take myself off the camera. Shout out to anyone who taps in and sees this video. And earlier in another video, we were going over Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem and the boys. Let me see something right here. Real quick. What's up, Turtle Clan Brewster? Up on a late night, just woke up. Either I would play some video games right now, I would try to do some international commerce right now, but I don't got nothing to do. I've done everything I need to do, so I'm about to start back studying for this next semester coming up. Maybe I should share this video though. Let me see if we out here. Share this video real quick, just on the stream. Commerce. All right. Because I should never go to Twitter while you on, because Twitter be having some weird images. Don't ever go on Twitter while you're streaming on YouTube. You might porn bomb somebody. Is my mic right? I seem like my mic is low. Yo. All right, yeah. So where we was at? I'll put this big on the screen. Hold on, I gotta do something. That's wrong. I'm trying to do this. What's up, Solomonic? You ready to get some late night studies in? So, all right, I'm starting to realize this next semester we're not going to be, we're going to be on the field. We're not going to be in the books. We can't. It's time to get on the field. So let me I'm having this premonition. This next semester of study, in this fall, we're launching an attack. We're launching an offensive against the attacks being waged on Afrocentrism. I can clearly say it. I'm like the U.S. Army with this information. I'll tell your ass, we hitting y'all ass up starting in September. Direct attacks on all, no more clown shit, no more arguing with insignificant detractors. We going after the heads of this state-sponsored attack on Afrocentrism. I'm leading the attack. My name is Jonathan Owens. I'm leading the attack. We about to eviscerate all of that nonsensical pseudo scholarship that they putting out here talking about trying to steal the legacy of the ancient Egyptians in their neo-pharaonic movement. So that's under attack. No more sitting around with all this ammo and twiddling our thumbs. We putting this shit on Front Street. Explosive, provocatory, inflammatory statements being put on social media so that they have to respond. All that other shit is nonsense. I know how to get the motherfucking response. I'll cuss they punk ass out with this information. I'm not talking about nothing degenerate. I know how to get you. And that's what it's about. And landing with this information and forcing them to back off and re-script. That broke ass ain't got enough money in the world anyway. Like, how much you think they budget is towards that? How much the average motherfucker getting some crumbs? They getting crumbs to post them posts anyway. They ain't getting no well-paid jobs. Think about this. Do you understand there is a literal state-sponsored attack on Afrocentrism by the Egyptian government? Nah, fuck that dashiki shit. I love my dashiki. I don't need to do nothing you talking about. You talking some stupid shit, Shot 12. Sometimes I wonder how old you are. You know what I'm saying? When a motherfucker be in the middle of saying what I'm saying is now, you talking about what I need to wear to embody the approach. Shut that stupid shit up. Hate dumb motherfuckers. You talk about imagine somebody, I ain't even on your head, but you just came in on some dumbass shit. Make contributions, respect yourself, and try to make contributions that are worthwhile. Because you disrespect yourself when you make measly, thank you for erasing that stupid shit. Because you make contributions like that when we talk about a serious ass subject, it makes me wonder how old you are. But shout out to you anyway, bro. We straight shoot over here. Like, we don't do that old soft shit. Bunch of tough love. That shit is weak. But anyway, it's all good. I'm not going to go off with the distraction. Right? And so that would be a more useful use of our time, right? Manifesting the documents. Fortifying the information with more documents. Books on top of books. Publications. Social media. Getting in that space and really doing that. And shutting them up in public, on the soapbox, so everybody see what's what. Could nobody, I got full confidence in any Magi archer. I'll put any archer, if I had the will to, I'll put anybody who trained with us on any stage, I'm talking about the best of us, on any stage with any of these suckers. I would have confidence in you because I know what we do every day. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at a part of this text. Eventually we're going to see. So I remember earlier when dude was talking about the fuzzy wuzzy herdsman. And notice that this face is carved out, but you can see by how wide it was, this dude possibly had some hair that made the profile of his head widen, and some to speak. Yeah, I ain't mad at you, Side 12. I just had to express myself. But I felt what you're saying. But I ain't on that bullshit like that. Fuck. That's like people think I need to talk a certain way because we doing scholarship too. Well, you could go listen to them who sound right and watch them not give you this much information. I think we are all packaged as individuals for a reason, and you should express your individualism in most instances. Don't trip off how other people do shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just respect yourself and don't present yourself in a manner that you might regret at any later times. I try to remember that. But this state sponsored, when I keep saying state sponsored, I want you to understand that they had meetings in the government and they was like, hey, yo, we need to put some money towards combating the claims of Afrocentrists about Egypt. Right? See, these are the dudes he was talking about. He said they looked like fuzzy wuzzies. These are just simply people from the southern areas who we would know as Beja people. Possibly, quite possible, quite possibly. Ain't nobody else gonna take that on head on. I'm not writing no more fake ass books. We calling them out for dialogues and debates, forums, and we gonna see. Dude, dude, I'm not even talking about me. Dude, I will whip out some scholars that will sit on this stuff. Like they will sit on this, they will dig into this and really, really bring out this artifacts and make them boys look dumb on any stage. Public call outs, public open letters, public call outs, man, we getting on their head. I might have to send a letter to their whole division, whoever the head of this attack on Afrocentrism. I need a meeting. So what you understand as Afrocentrism and what I'm able to defend, I don't really care when somebody takes something positive and try to make it a pejorative. I'm not going to acquiesce or I'm not going to bend to their redefinition of the word like they making woke be something negative now. But I'm not about to be using the new definition of woke under its pejorative because they want to switch it. I understand that in most languages, an awakening has been a good thing throughout the ages. So after an awakening, you're woke. So therefore, anybody trying to tell you something negative about being woke is literally like the devil. The closest you could get to something like a physical embodiment of the devil. So what wakes people? Man, y'all niggas gotta stop playing, man. What normally wakes people? The light. In this analogy of being asleep and being woke, all things come into play that regards sleep and woke. So if a person don't want you to be woke, they prefer you stay in the dark where you can remain asleep. Because if you are enlightened and if you start to see the light, you will awaken and become woke. And we live in a nation where that's bad. That's some devil shit. You cannot say you in a Christian nation and you got a problem with somebody being woke. Show me in the Bible where they got a problem with somebody being woke. So motherfuckers want you to be in the dark. Like I don't got them lights on me and my eyes feel so much better right now. That's how they want you to be with your whole life. Let's go back to these images. Yeah, we gonna dedicate some good time to that shit. We probably could spend 4 years, bro. We could outlast them. We could spend 4, 5 years writing a book. We could do all kind of shit, bro. Like, no more just sitting around and wasting your time and you around the same people for years. Y'all ain't made no progress. That's why I be having to get up out of here, bro. Because I be looking around the community like, who making progress? Where you see some progress? Who showed you some shit that they couldn't have showed you in 6 months ago? Nobody really. Everybody just coming on the stream like talking about some old ass shit, no progress. I'll include myself. But I always, come on now, I come on every other day showing you how to do some new shit that we couldn't have talked about 6 months ago. I want to go into this next book because this was just book one. I'm gonna see if I can get to book two. It's hella dark though. Damn, I can't even see. All right, rock. You should be able to type in the dark. Of them, yeah. Let me see. Shout out to anybody tapping in on a late night. So part four, I'm just gonna put book four because I remember. Oh, that's not four. It's five. I need to put book four. And let's dive into this a bit. Now, the reason why I had to revisit this book today is because we were looking at an article served up. So we could first we gotta have a system, right? Some of this stuff, dude, you don't need to just not like talk about this in private. No, I'm not pseudo. I'm not gonna overact like the importance of what I'm doing is on some big ass scale. I need to sneak and talk about this shit. Nah, motherfucker. If anybody could listen and start doing this, it'll be good. So it's not like I need to. I can tell when a motherfucker be fake when they ram up the pseudo importance of what's being talked about to act like y'all hella important. Like, watch out, blood. The feds might be listening. What? They over here talking about selling $10 t-shirts. So you really putting it on thick. But anyway, what they can't have is a dialogue. So on this chessboard, they want to win this game of convincing the world that the ancient Egyptians was the same as the modern Egyptians. But they need to achieve their goal and get to the other side of the board by avoiding the dialogue. Right? Because if they have a dialogue with anybody, any Afrocentrists who really know what they're talking about, they're going to get hands put on them. It ain't even us new generations. They avoided every Afrocentrist after Sheik and Dijon. After Sheik and Dijon put hands on them, they avoided every Afrocentrist after that. So let's see what we find in this book. Now, again, earlier today, a good brother Uric shared with me some state-sponsored propaganda to make you think you're learning about Egyptology. But we know the real reason why they made that video is to combat information we've been disseminating. That's not pretentious, and it will probably should really be no reason why they would be on a video trying to discredit a person named Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem. When he put Kem at the end of his name, it means black. But for some reason, they think they will be able to get away with telling people that name means he's a servant. So I don't know if they jumped the gun so far as to try to somehow in some other literature they must have unrevealed, connect the ancient Egyptian word Kem to something that has to do with slavery or servitude, but it's quite clear that they are using it that way. And it was shown that it was the Egyptian Museum in Cairo who on the nameplate of Pepi Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem put all these egregious statements. So since he called himself the Black and he was amongst the Southern contingency and they were ruled as far up as Kusay, they don't want to look at the evidence that for some strange reason between the 6th and the 12th dynasty families, people was just calling themselves Black for some reason. It was Herman Rankin who said that they called themselves this for a physical description of how they looked. So that was good to learn. So in the tomb chapel of Pepi-Ankh, the middle son of Sebek Hotep, and so Sebek Hotep and Pekher Neferet are the progenitors of this family. Sebek Hotep is the third name. See, now look, this is why you need to fuck with my show, because I did know this information, but I let it marinate for some years, and it was only earlier today where I grasped it in a way that I could just tell it to you like this, because we reread over the documentation and I was able to realign what I had in my head about this information. And so anyone, if this is your first time watching this video, I'm just gonna shock you right here by going right here. This is who we're talking about. Ni-Ankh-Pepi, the Black. You see? And so this is what this actually says in the ancient Egyptian language. So the question came for some, they tried to say, well, what does the Black mean? What does the Black mean? Doing all this old sucker shit. We ain't concerned with them no more. We move it on. Y'all about to watch the Archers launch the most clerical, exhaustive. Man, we need to get up into the 600 pages. My first book, I knocked down 318 pages. It's time to get up to the 600 to the 1,000 pages on their ass, y'all. Straight up, though. I might have to hit them with 1,000 pages. That sounds kind of cool right now. Not 1,000 pages that you got to read straight through. That ain't gonna really work. If separate portions of exhaustive research in one big publication that we can all contribute to. But we got to get on top of this. And that's not enough. We got to get in front of these youth. We got to get in these social forums, and we got to train some youngsters. We need some younger people to know about this shit. People don't know that half the shit that's happening in Palestine, you think I'm switching the subject? Half that shit is happening because they couldn't safeguard their information right. Tell me I'm lying. So then some motherfuckers came up with a lie, said that that was their shit and that was their land. And now today, these motherfuckers getting bombed to death. So if you don't understand the importance in this type of work, you don't have a global, worldly, historical view. You got a hood view. I understand having a hood view. The first time my hood view got broke is my first time I went to Japan. And I realized I cannot let my perspective be limited by what's happening in my fish tank. I'm in this little fish tank, and I think this the whole ocean. And I'm the king of the fish tank. Whether or not that be true, we all see ourselves as that, right? And you just that hard and you the boss and nobody come on your street. Man, that shit stupid as fuck. But anyway. So I'm ready for open dialogue with these detractors, not none of these clowns that ain't getting paid. I need some people that's getting paid to slander Afrocentrism so I could get them fired after our dialogue. Because they're not going to be useful to that movement anymore after we crush them all in debate. Open dialogue. Oh, you definitely not the only hood view on this channel. You stupid. Shit, your hood view ain't no. Man, don't play with me. How you got more hood view than me, and we from the same fucking hood. You grew up around the corner from me, and you want to tell the people you the only one who got a hood view. So what happened to mine? Huh? I was in the house. Why don't you type you was in the house? That would have been a good one. That would have been a good one. You supposed to say you was in the house. We was outside. Nah, I don't need none of the shit you talking about, Side 12. You a dumbass detractor. Shut up. I got everything I need. I would say it like that if we was in person. But you know to laugh after that response because ain't no other way for you to respond. Like, don't be telling me shit. I'm tired of your posts. Stop writing so much. Shit, you a fucking distraction. Now I need a proper definition of Afrocentrism to defend it. No, I don't need none of that. I'm on the field with what I got. How about that? I don't need nothing. Feel me? Yeah, you was outside. I was inside every time you knocked on the door. For real. And I will be telling y'all to come inside like y'all tripping. Y'all outside. I'm inside learning how to rap. Tell the truth, T. I used to be like, bro, come to my house. Why is you on this corner? If I go to the store, man, I'll get you off the corner. That's still me, so stop playing. All right, look. Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem. Yeah, I'm going to get back on Side 12. It's fun getting on you. That's not, but learn, oh my God. You don't even know how to spell chronic in the black community? Golly. I know it might be the chronic talking, but that ain't how you spell chronic. Are you black? God. Go look up our Dr. Dre album, bro. We gonna show him. So how I'm more on point than you, but it's the chronic talking. Dr. Dre. Nah, you got me. Look.
This is dedicated to the niggas that was down from day one. Welcome to Death Row.
Like we always do about this time.
Look.
Yeah, 9 Deuce. Death Row Records. Creeping while you sleep.
Side 12, you got me right there. But no, I don't remember. No. That's because of all them names y'all talking about, bruh. Like Chronic, come on, man. What the fuck is that? That's from the 90s. I didn't even know how that shit was spelled when I said it. Feel me? No, you right. Yeah, you did. You is 100% right, Chronic 12. You won that. But the Ebonic spelling is what you talking about, right? Motherfuckers be forgetting all kinds of, it be the Chonic, it be the Conic. But nobody say that shit anyway. Chronic, you made me go to an album from the 90s, bruh, to look up what you was talking about. All right, who want to get back to the knowledge and information, or y'all just want some late night stupid talk? You spelled it 100% correct. I told you I could tell you when I take an L. I was like, what you put on the screen? I thought you spelled it wrong. Because I'm having chronic back pains right now from that car accident I got in yesterday. That's your first win ever, South 12. I'm having chronic back pains from that car accident. I just filed my claim today. And I didn't have my first pain to the stream. I mean, I had some little shit, but I'm trying to tough it out because my wife got more pain than me, right? Okay, we're going to get back to the knowledge. My wife got more pain than me, right? But I was on the stream earlier and some shit shot through my back. It was like, choo! I said, oh! Yeah, I could take an L. If you don't take no L's, then people know you fake. Like if I would have just told him he spelled chronic wrong and I would have tried to stick to that, how dumb would that have been? That would have been a stupid hill to die on. But let's come right back to this. Right? And the reason why I was focusing on this is because we watched a whole show. Well, not a whole show, but we watched some pseudo-Egyptologists try to say that he called himself black because he's a servant. Yeah, man, that accident was. I showed y'all the pictures earlier, dog. It was just like, I didn't even want to talk about it too much. But dude killed my truck. I mean, he was going like 60 and didn't see me and just ran into the back of my truck. Luckily, I was in the truck. Like, if I wasn't in the truck, it would have been something else. But I ain't got no time to talk about that. So, let's go. We talked about how Sebek Hotep, Sebek Hotep is really this person. Let me show you. Sebek Hotep is really Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem the Black, the eldest, not the brother. You see this brother? So that's not him. But see, what we learn is there's a whole family in the 6th dynasty, a family of princes. Yeah, I know. I heard 2 explosions. I heard the collision from when he hit me, and then like 1 second later, because I had some distance between me and the car in front of me, I heard from when he smashed my car into the car in front of me. And it was like, boom, boom, that amount of time. I was like, damn. But anyway, I got little shooting pains, but I don't want to talk about it no more. And so we already unraveled this. It was basically the progenitor Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem had 3 sons. And they were all called they were all called Pepi-Ankh. Pepi-Ankh Shesmu was the eldest. Pepi-Ankh Heri-Ib is the middle. And who was the youngest? Pepi-Ankh the Black. Yeah, we had our bells on. Thank you for the concerning question, Sot 12. I appreciate that. Pepi-Ankh the Black was the youngest. So now we know that there's so many Pepi-Ankhs in this family, and they only use the final. It appears they use the final, whatever you want to call it, attribute or name or whatever, to distinguish between the different Pepi-Ankhs. So that happens in families. And I'll be wondering why families do that sometimes. Like they have 3 sons named Tony. And if that's in your family, that's fine. It's no big deal. But I just be wondering how y'all distinguish between the Tonys. So it'll be, or they'll have 3 sons named John. This is my name. Then it'll be Big John, Lil John, and John John. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Well, this is some of the same things they do here. So when the Metal Netter says black, it's the skin. No, definitely not. When Metal Netter says black, it's just black. You feel me? And if they're referring to the skin, is no reason to think they're not referring to black skin. But they also refer to other black skins and other black things, and they will still use the term Kem. So the red, the black, the green is referring to the nature, not necessarily of the nature. Okay, that's a better way to put it. And I can't take that away from you there. You might have something there, but it seems to be just a way to distinguish between two siblings with the same name. Because if we go through the lineage, once they all was calling themselves the black when they had other distinguishable characters. What I mean is this. The grandfather is Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black. The progenitor of the family is Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black. His first son that he had didn't bear of the black after his name for some strange reason. But he was just a Pepi Ankh or whatever. And if I could go back to this page with the other book where we got all this off of, I'll soak it up right. And so then he has 3 sons who are Pepi Ankh the eldest. We're going to get to that, side 12. He has 3 sons called Pepi Ankh the eldest, Pepi Ankh the middle, and Pepi Ankh the Black. So now we got and Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black. He was named after his grandfather. The youngest son was named after his grandfather. Now check out what happens in the lineage. The middle son, Pepi Ankh Harry Ib, who is Pepi Ankh the middle, the middle son has 2 sons. And his 2 sons was Pepi Ankh the Black and Pepi Ankh the Red. Now, when we get down to his lineage, he's the first one who gives us some clarity as to what they could be meaning about the black. Because to distinguish between his 2 children, he didn't say the older or the younger. He gave one of them the black, and just this is a safe assumption to take a calculated guess to say that the son named Black obviously was first. Why do I say that's obvious? Because he had a lineage of people called the Black before him, but he had no ancestor or progenitor called the Red. So he made up the Red for his son, who must have had a quality that made him call him the Red. Opposite of simply distinguishing between your 2 sons, because you don't gotta be red to be called the Red. You simply gonna use that as a, like, all right, look, if it's 2 people named John and you call one of them Fat John don't have to be fat. He merely needs to be bigger than the other John. If you got 2 Johns and one of them you call Tall John, you're using that distinguisher to say that he's taller than the other John, but that John did not have to be over 6 feet. He could have just been 4 inches taller than the other person named John. And so for you to reference him, you're going to say Tall John or Fat John. That's not saying that John is the fattest person. Likewise with the Kem for blackness and the Red for his other brother. It's not to say his brother looked like a red man because they got the same blood lineage. It's safer to say that his brother had a lighter hue. Could have just been a shade or 2 lighter. And in order for him to distinguish about which one of his sons he's talking about, One of them was the black and one of them was the red. Yeah, but I don't know nothing about John the Bold. That's more European. When I say that's more European, I don't see actions after ancient Egyptian name. I mean, not act. That's not an action. Being bold, you say the courageous. I don't see those type of names in ancient Egypt for some strange reason. Have y'all noticed that? So that's why I said that's kind of European. But I hear what your statement is on side 12. Let me see. So now here he is. Ni-Ankh-Pepi with the additional name Happy the Red. Okay. And you can clearly see they got this Jasher right there for us to understand that he's Happy the Red. Now it's funny though. I'm just looking through all these names, but whatever. On a late night study. All spawned by some lady who tried to say that they called him black because he was a servant. I hate that type of stuff, man. So for anybody who want to say that black was a title, just like I told Ujahu 5 years ago, you must have not read the book, bro. Because in the book, they got all the titles of everybody. Look, judge, this person, Issy, is a judge and mouth of the book. This is the titles and attributes. This is a king's gentleman, right? Id was the king's gentleman. They don't got a title for him. This book literally goes through every name it found in there and told you their titles. So Idi was an agricultural laborer with no title. But Idu was the inspector of the washerman and so forth. So if black was one of these things, then he would have figured that out and put that forward. But we also learn just by looking over the titles. So just because do we know if Happy the Black and Happy the Red have the same mother? Good question. In the lineage that I read, Blackman detail, I didn't see him put the mother for a separate mother for, because it would be the wives of Henny the Middle. We can look in to see how many wives he listed in his tomb. Yeah, there you go. So let's look into Henny the Middle and see, because he didn't say so, the scholar didn't say so, but we can look to find out for ourselves, because we got a different research question than the scholar. So maybe we could look at Henny the Middle's tomb and see if he listed wives or just one wife. And I'm trying to figure out what would be the easiest way to go about that. So first I need to find out which book Henny the Middle's tomb is in. And maybe that's more of a different type of research. I probably don't want to just start right now, because I'm gonna have to spend so much time finding out even what book is Henny the Middle's tomb in. The way I'm gonna find out is go to the index right here. And I'm gonna look for Henny the middle. You might have another way to do it. No problem. Right? And I'm gonna see what they talk about him in this book. It appears they got it under the ancient Egyptian words. So I gotta look at these. And it might lead me to, damn, that's all you got for Egyptian words? Well, that's not gonna be as easy as me to find out where his tomb is. So I'm just gonna keep looking. I might just stumble on it. But it's chill. I'm on a late night. It's nothing. This needs to be smaller though. All right, let's read some MetaNet and see who we dealing with. Y'all know who we dealing with? Let me look. Oh, y'all know who we dealing with? Man, I think I'm getting, I don't know. I thought I identified this person's name, but I must be wrong. No, yeah, this is the names. This Hen and that right here. Hen and that. Which, so this is one of the great grandsons. Right? I gotta remember. I think it's just one of the grandsons. And who is this? I can't tell. Oh, I know what this is. This is Himka. Himka. I forgot. I can't say what this is. Because what is this? I mean, I know some of these symbols, but I can't make out this person's name. Himka is just a position right here. Because you see Himka on this one too. But the glyphs change. This looked like Himmy. Himka Himmy. Right? I don't know. I mean, yeah. And then I think this is this person's name right here, but I could be messing that up too. I know. I mean, I know for a fact this is his name over here, Hennet. So there's one book where I think earlier where he tells us all of the people we looking at. And then this is such a big work, you gotta like open 3 or 4 books at once. It's not hard to do. Man. See what I'm looking at. So we're gonna come across the scene I talked about when they were making his statue. And I think we're getting kind of close to it. And they be mixing these chemicals in these pots. And it causes you to say, what are they mixing in these pots? Is that concrete? Or the paint to put on the thing? Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem's father was Pepi-Ankh the Black. That's not necessarily incorrect, but you know, it's so many, it's 2 Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kems. So saying that like that could mislead somebody. The progenitor of the family, Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem's son, didn't have a black on his name. But a younger Pepi-Ankh did have a Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem, but they years later, because they like great grandsons. So I think you're right, but you need to say more words than that in order so people don't get lost. So look, I see this as just a T though, but it was looking like something else. He's just the foremost soul companion. What? Yeah, he is the soul companion, the overseer of the lector priest. He in the House of Horus. So he's the overseer of the lector priest of the House of Horus. And this is Nabet. Well, I don't know why they put a T, because that means they're talking about a woman. So let's see, is this, oh, and there's a T right here too. So is this, I don't think this is a woman. But I don't want to mess up. Maybe it's just because they put the T here and it's matching the gender. So we got Hati Samir Wa. Samir right here means a friend. This is the S and this is the mir. Samir. Hot, I'm saying a T even though we don't see a T. Hot is the foremost or in front. The boss type of foremost. So if you got Hot Samir, he's the foremost friend. But this says one. This says one. It means wa. The word is wa, but you see a T here. That's why I was questioning these T's. A T don't change the meaning of the word. Sometimes the T is a gender thing, but here it's not a gender thing. Remember I asked if they was talking about a woman? If it was talking about a woman, they probably put T's on there. I don't think they putting the T's on there because they talking about a woman. I just ain't telling you why yet because I ain't all the way figured out. And there's also a T right here on this Neb. Now, if you got Neb, that's a lord or a master. But if you put a T on it, it becomes a lordess or a mastress. Peace to J Mill. I'm up on the laymat. Oh, I got an event for us, bruh. There's something happening at Cal Berkeley on the 6th. They asked that we come through. Yes, personal direct request for you, J Mill. So let's be there. If you got time. But I'll talk to you about it. So, yeah, I didn't figure out what this T was, but he is like the foremost friend. So when you see one friend, they say soul companion. But this just say one friend. It's kind of like saying your right-hand man, basically. They really could say right-hand man, so they just said soul companion. And we see this M bird and we see this R. So we already know that this is proud of you too, family. I've seen a lot of growth in you, family. Appreciate you. Hope you've seen that same growth in me. Let me see. All right, now we got Emmy. This word is M-E-R. But here it looks like Mer, because you just see an M and an R. It means an overseer. Then we got the nature, which means divinity or godly. But we have this hymn behind it. Ah, dog, hold on. We got the hymn behind it. So this is a hymn nature. Hymn nature. Now, if I go to the dictionary and I put lector, priest, Lector, I'm just gonna put lector. I didn't even want to do it. Well, I'm gonna put priest. PR. And you're gonna see them same glyphs eventually. Because there's different types of priests. That's why I was saying lector priest, but I'll just say him nature. See if we can find it, dude. It's only 3 more. I hope they're not fronting on y'all. All right, well, why would they be fronting on you? I can show you a different way. HM. They love fronting on fools. Like making it seem like that ain't that. That's because the dictionary don't work as good as it used to work for me. But I typed priest and it didn't go to there. So how come I'm coming to that conclusion? Well, so watch this. I'm going to put servant, S-E-R-V-A, and then we're going to find it. Servant. It's going to take you to a word called him. And you're going to see the glyph. But it's not the, so this is a him, but it's not the one you're going to notice. It's just a different one. This him, right? But that's not the one we're looking for. Because you would never be able to know that these are the same words if you don't see the same exact glyph. So you want to see something that looks like an upside down, like club or something like that. Dang, dog, what's going on? And I know it ain't me messing up. I know it's late night, but I should have just been able to find that very easy. They just want to spell it this other way. They make me want to go reread what they say in the Meta Lecture. Yeah, this isn't a great God. This is the him. This is the lector priest. But whatever. Everybody who reads the glyphs probably know that that's either right or wrong. And I think it's right. So now in the House of Horrors, you can clearly see this. Well, you probably can't clearly see this. This is Heru, the Falcon. Yeah, it is him. That's what I was saying, dog. And so when I put it in the dictionary, watch it don't show up. Capital H and an M. I think my dictionary is broke. I gotta re-download it. HM. Look, it say no results found. But it's still there. It told me no results found, but it found results. I think my dictionary is broken. So now you can see it. This is the same glyph here. Look. It's in the middle of these two arms. It is the him of this word, him ka. Thank you, J Mills. U36. That's what I'll be talking about. You see? Oh, yeah. I'm showing you right here anyway, so I don't have to go no place to it. But they got it as what? They got it as of the both glyphs, that's why. But I don't need to show it again because I just found it right here. So if you come back and look at it right here, you can clearly see that that's it. I just was wondering, why is this Nebet after that feminine? So anyway, we don't have to pause there for too long. He is the Lord, or the feminine Lord. She, it appears they're talking about a woman, but this ain't no woman, but how we know? Because it say Nebet right here too. And Watts. Instead of Watt, it say Watt. So maybe that's a woman. How would this be a woman? Pepi-Kem. Harry Ebb is definitely not a woman. So somebody need to tell me about these, this declension going on. It appears it ain't declension. I mean, it ain't about marking gender. But this is, y'all know this place right here. This is Cusay. C-U-S-A-E. And we see the X marks the spot right here, 049 glyph, to let us know that this is a place where people gather. Cusay. Now, it's funny enough that they've tried to, in pseudo history classes and in any class that they call like Oriental, they be changing shit. Like the Oriental Institute, what are you talking about Egypt for if you're the Oriental Institute? Well, the reason why they even got names like that is because they're going to promote Mesopotamia over Egypt, basically. and give you this Middle Eastern perspective on the origins of humanity. And so even motifs like this, which we find it right now as a 6th dynasty motif, well, I can show you that this didn't have nothing to do with Sumer or Sumeria. I could trace this back to 3300 BC in Egypt, this one motif, where we see one man separating two beasts. But if you learn this in the traditional class, they won't tell you about this side of it, and they'll have you believing that the origin. I even had people come on my show and try to tell me that this is proof that there was Mesopotamian influence on Egypt. I beat the brakes off them, because what I did was use primary sources to actually show the development of such motifs. Not this one, but we can find this in the rock art of where? Let me show you this. I'm just gonna say Two Beast rock art. Watch this. I'm gonna keep that page up. Two Beast rock art. I simply said Two Beasts, man and Two Beasts. Man and Two Beasts rock art. I should probably give it more of that, but more than that, but it's gonna find it. It's in this rock art right here. Well, they gonna try to tell you something pseudo. I shouldn't even come to a page like this. Look, they talking about a winged monster. Let's get off of live science. Are you talking about the Narmer palette? No, that's a similar motif, but it's the sepropod. But yeah, it's the same thing. But the one I wanted to show you is almost exactly similar from ancient Egyptian cave art. And the question I wanted to ask us was, do we think they were talking about the same location in Egypt? No, B-E-A-S-T, not beats. Anyway, y'all probably seen that image. And so since I can't pull it up, I just want to continue. Oh yeah, put Egypt on the end? Okay. Thank you. That got us further. Let's see. But they acting like they don't know what I'm talking about. It's cool. Somebody know, oh, it's out of Libya? Rock art Libya. Thank you. I love y'all in the chat. We getting closer because I see giraffes. I think I need to look at this one. Well, a lot of y'all are familiar with it already, right? And because I'm just not willing to keep on, because it should have just popped up already. And I put man and two piece, let's say separating. I put man separating two beasts, rock art, Libya, and they still didn't show it. All right, thank you. Shot 12 over there with his supercomputer. Now, well, what you're just showing us here is not what I'm looking for. But this is something people use, right, to say that this motif is a Sumerian motif. And that's kind of like what I'm trying to tell you. And so even let's go with this knife. They say Nakata period, prehistory 3500 BC. So it's found in Egypt, but the person look on here, they try to say this looked like a Sumerian dude, right? And they saying that this might, man, we could predate. We got this motif indigenously in Egypt, predating this knife is what I was trying to show Gozy. But notice how they even be trying to get liberal on they date, 3,500 to 3,200, right? Showing Mesopotamian influence. The one I was looking for would predate this because it's rock art. Just because it's rock art don't mean it predates it. But the rock art we're looking for goes back earlier than that. But thanks for providing that, Side 12. Right? And it's just Peppy, Ankh, the middle, Harry Ib. He is a noble. Right here, of where, I mean, you know, because they don't always put this behind your name. So it's kind of indicating his position, I think. Now we got, okay, I gotta go different. So now we got different rows of text going in different directions. And I don't really want to see, I'm just going to look at the bottom to see if I even want to work through any of these texts. They all talking about Harry Ib, Harry Ib, Harry Ib, right? And so that's all about that Pepion. I like this because look at the hairdos. You going to say Nubian wigs? I don't even care. Look. Them boys was clearing. They're still bringing their offerings to Pepion. Obviously, there's so many Pepions. We need to be able to determine between which ones. So the determination would be by knowing whose chapel we're in and stuff. And by reading the text. I thought you, yeah, I didn't know the chronic was spelled. So this, now they're starting to mix the chemicals, y'all. See, I told y'all, let's talk about this. Because this don't look like you mixing up no paint. Right? They mixing paint in this big ass thing right here. Well, eventually we're going to see them form. Look, they forming stuff. I ain't even reading along with it because it don't be giving you good ass explanations like that. It do kind of. But, you know. This is like, it looked like it say who. But this is like for either the praise or the strike. Now, I think it was the strike. So what is this QA word? That's going to tell us something. I mean, was that a QH? QH. Man, I ain't no good at searching this no more. Somebody else need to take over and be the searcher. Every time I use this, I don't use this no more. Watch this. I'm gonna go to the TLA. Stop using that, man. It's dough. Okay, he says dough, he believes. QA. QH. So in this, would I put a Q? Let me see. Let me go back and look. For that, I'm going to put I have to remember. Yeah, I put a Q. But it was QH. See, nah, bro, look, breaking stones, the quarry stones. So this is what I'm saying. How come we got a QH that go with breaking and quarry and stones, and then we come here, and I say they mixing this shit in the pot, and there's a QH right there. Look, he clearly breaking stones. He got one stone in his hand, and he got the other stone right there. Okay. So this is what I'm saying, though. Dog, they got some type of cement, bruh. I know y'all gotta feel that. Now, remember I said this word means to hit? See? So now we reading it. I just don't got this part yet. This sin in this thing right here. To break stones. So he's hitting something to break stones. Hit. This means to hit. You see the man with the stick striking? This who word right here means to hit. That's the first thing we said when I came to it. So it says hitting some word. This means to. And this means, wait a minute, it means breaking stones, right? Oh, I looked in the TLI. To break stones, to quarry, to break stone. So now we about to prove that they made these statues out of cement. Because why is they making the statue breaking stone? Well, this is just a notion I got, that this is what this mixing is right here. Oh, you say hitting something with stone to purify it or clean it. Well, the word is used to break stone as in to quarry, it says. So normally when you break a stone to quarry, you kind of like breaking up the rock in order to clean out a space. But the use of the word would not be limited to that. And it seems like it's just going, it says it right here too, break stones, to break stones as punishment. So I don't think those people are being punished, but that's what we would call hard labor. And the fact that they put this European analogy of making somebody break stones as a punishment, it will cause us to go into these texts that they don't have none, even though they say they verified it, they're not showing us a source. It will call that in the question. But we clearly see breaking stones as a root. So when we go back to the text, it don't say nothing about cleanliness. If we read what these people doing, we got two sections of text. How do we know that? First of all, this ain't a metal netterglyph, but I never seen anything like this. This appears to be a text divider, yo. That's the craziest shit ever. Did I find the first text divider in history? This isn't a glyph. Anybody who reads glyphs be like, damn, we be finding some shit. Nah, I'm gonna prove it to you. Look at this bird. It's looking that direction. But look at this bird. It's looking this direction. Now, dude, this is the first. Well, what is this? This is not a glyph. So if I can make this out as a word, NQBS, what is an NQ? I don't know nothing about NQ. NQ. I don't know no word that's an NQ. So belonging to, this could be a ni, and the word could be QB. SHA. I don't think that's right. So let's start on this side. We got this look like Socia or Sawa or Socia. I'm missing this glyph, y'all. Help me with this one. It'll be hard to, but I do know that this look like something I've never seen before, something dividing these two texts. If it's not doing that, because that's not supposed to happen. So this would have to be a glyph that we should be able to read And all of y'all in the chat who read glyphs clearly know that what the hell is this? So I can't make no word out of the rest of this, and I'm not going to waste our time. But we can always come back to that. Now look, they mixing the chem. So look, they breaking stones right here. I told y'all they made cement. Y'all didn't want to believe me. I do shit from primary sources. Look, so why is they mixing shit now? Well, I see other things over here. And this means to make or to create. The word is, J Mill. Shout out to you. I'm so glad you're here. Because you got skills that all people don't got. So you said AA17. So when we come back up to this, I'm pretty sure you're talking about this glyph. So I'm gonna come over here and see if the TLA works like the other one. I can't just put AA17 in this TLA, huh? Yeah, you gotta put the nope. Look up TLA ID. Look up. That's fine, but thanks for letting me know what that was, so I could come back here. But this dictionary don't work for me all the time. Just like I said, it don't work for me all the time, man. Let me try to see if I can find A17. Well, they're not related. A17 and AA17 ain't related. I mean, they don't look, all right, but that's cool. Well, what does the glyph mean? What is the transliteration for it, if you know it? I forgot what it was. And I'm gonna continue. Now, they're mixing something, but they tell us what they're making, and we need to read this. What are they making? This means to make. So you see this I, right? J17. Okay, thank you. J17. Okay. Yeah, it is Sia. Then it was the Sia. I was right? Because this is pay, so it's the Sia. Let me look at it in another word. It's the Sia. Yeah, you say Sa. I was saying Sia. I'm wrong. It don't got no I in it. It's the Sa. Okay. So when I seen it, I said Sia. I was close. Now I gotta extract. Okay, M Sa is at the back of. Oh, and this is still a Sa too. Okay. Following. Well, what is Sa by itself? Let me see. No, I got it now. I'm not stuck on that word. It says pasteurized ground is a Sa per. A bullock is that a Sa with that. Pasteurized ground. A cow shed. The back. This is the most common use. The back. This is the one I know, I should say. For the back. Let's go back to the text. Causing. So if we got a sub, it's just Sa. Okay, just Sa. So that proves that this glyph is not a word. See, I mean, this glyph ain't part of nothing. I'm gonna ask somebody, I'm gonna take a picture and ask somebody, is this the first text divider? Well, what is it? Because we just established that this is a word. Sa. And we can even see the A. So Sa. Sa. Then we got the Q, the D, the CAD. Oh, CAD is to build. Right? CAD is to build. So if Sa means what? So they build in the back, bruh. They making the back of the statue. Ked means to build, right? Well, let's come here and put Ked. KD, like KD. Like KD, you feel me? It should say build. Oh, what did I do wrong? Let me go look at the glyphs. Oh, that's not a K. QD. Oh, I was wrong when I said KD. QD. That should mean to build. Look, to form, to fashion, to build. So they're making the back. It say build in the back, bruh. They're making a statue. Well, why does it say back build? Then we got this line here. Now let me see something. If this line was a reed leaf, would this word make sense? Because this don't make no sense. So we got to see what objects, what glyphs is it like. A reed leaf has this profile, but that's not a reed leaf. But if it was, this would be INQ. Oh, no, this is stone, bruh. Oh, man. Wait, no, that's not a determinative. I'm wrong. Besha? Do y'all know something like a word, Besha? Ked, is this Keb Sha? In Keb Sha? I don't know, but this one don't require, I could do this later, but we just clearly read over here that he is building the back. That's what it sounds like to say. If I'm wrong, then prove that I'm wrong. He breaking stones. We read that part. This person is making, and we never read what he's making. So this first word is erect. I-R, well, you might put I-R-Y-T or I-R-I-T. It means to do or to create. So now the word after this is, you see the DJ, then you see an A and an Uche. Jau. So he's making Jau. All we got to do is come here and see what Jau is. If this is another body part, DJ A-W. Jau. Damn. It's a substantive noun. So it's substituting for something else. Well, I should have put a capital D. I did put a capital D. Jau. Well, let me try it with a different A, even though I know that was probably the A I was supposed to use. Oh, look, a coarse textile, a fabric. Why would that be an option? Dang, man. What text is it using? So like a head, it's the root of a head covering. It's the root for a material or textile, clothing, linen clothing. Joe, he's making a head wrap. Why would you be making the head wrap that way? Oh, because it's a statue. And they mixing the cement. I be proving the shit I be talking about. See, if, I don't know, I'm not conclusive on that and I'm not rolling with it. We just on YouTube. I'll be taking years before I argue this stuff. But you can see how we formed this conclusion. When I first looked at this text, maybe some 5-6 years ago, my research question didn't have nothing to do with this, but I always said, man, I gotta come back and see if they are really literally making this statue out of concrete. You're gonna see more mixing of these rocks and stuff. Now it looked like he just stacking stones. But if he's stacking stones, why would he be stacking them in a way that look hella organized? Maybe this is just to represent a pile of something. What are they doing? Let's read. Ked, remember the word? Oh, no, this is a P. I feel sorry for myself. This is not even, I just read that wrong like a little kid picking up a book and can't read the word cat or hat or something. Because this is a D and this is a P. So I said Ked, but I should have said depth, right? So depth, in my memory. Now, the funny part about this is the word for to make something is at the end of this sentence. You see the RX right here? So depth, and then it's a determinative for that depth. So since the determinative is a jar, I'm going to say depth is a jar or something that can be contained within a jar. You see, I mean, this is just, and we're going to look it up to qualify that. But this determinative, which helps me, I'm calling this the determinative because of my limited knowledge of the ancient Egyptian language. It might not be, but it looked like it is. And the word appears to be depth. So if I go to the dictionary or to the TLA and find the word depth with a jar next to it, that's what we're looking for. So I'm going to transliterate DP because we don't got no vowels. And we're going to find one with a jar next to it. Translate to English. Anyone got a jar? Now, this is interesting that this depth has something pouring out, but it's not, and it says to spew upon, but that's not what we're looking for. And I could, and if I don't find it, then I'm going to consider that jar might not be a determinative. And I'm definitely not finding it right now. Oh, it means to taste? Yo, here go a depet. But that got the tongue on it. That is a good one you got. You right with that. Look, it means to taste something. But it don't got the jar. It got a tongue and a T. Like, see, the pet is also a boat. So if we don't got the proper determinative, we can't say that the word is the other word. So maybe that's not a jar. That is a D and a P and something for us to determine it. If you think that means to taste, they're not tasting nothing. You see what I'm saying? So they're explaining what they're doing right here. So let me see something. What if this ain't a jar, determinative? What if this is making this next word? What if it's like depth, next word, airy, my eret. Let me see if HMA is the word. Because sometimes you have no help parsing this and you have to use your own knowledge to parse it. So now y'all can see my limit or the way I do it. Because you got to figure it out. And it's only a few combinations. I'm trying HMA right now to see if this constitutes a word by itself. HM capital A. I should have probably not did an uppercase H. I think we got it. Hold on. Let me see. Yep, it's right here. See? To be ball-like. I found it. I hit. That's a good hit. Because what's in his hand is like a ball. Look, ball. Now it says to tread, to press out, to be ball-like. You can't tell me that he ain't holding the ball right here. Come on, man. So they rounding something. See? Now, dude up here was hitting, he was striking the rocks. So he probably doing the first process of smoothing it. You feel me? And then the dude down here is, they did what they did to it. Well, I don't even know if this got something to do with the same process because we couldn't finish reading this word. Or did we? Create, it's like to create, jau. I forgot what that meant. But let me get back to this. There is a word for HMA. I know the word after that, it means create. So they're creating balls. But we never got this first word. We never got this first word. So that lets us know that we parsed it correctly. And this is a word with a determinative. So we got to keep looking for this. Now, I say maybe it's got a third week consonant that ain't on it. So I could look, it would be a Y, a A, or a I. So maybe that's why we're not finding it. And I'm about to look for that. D, P, Y. If it's a third week, the third, that's a crocodile. That's not right. If it was but notice how we hit. You see that D and that P? If it's a third week, the Y might fall off. But they're not talking about a crocodile. Now, how else could I see another third week? Another third week would be, why is the page so big? Another third week would be DPI. And that didn't pop up. The last one would be DPA. And that didn't pop up. So it don't appear to have a third week consonant that's not there. So we only dealing with a D and a P. So now we forced to look through our options. It's not a location, this place, because they didn't put a location. Now they're questioning whether DP with the circle behind it means the lump or a lump. We got a DP with a tongue that means taste. But if you don't got the tongue, you can't extract taste. Because we got DP right here with something being poured out, and it means to perish, to spew out. A DP with here it is. It's this. It's a stone. They just used the this is even more proof. Oh my God. Y'all see what I'm seeing? See, look. They did that so that when I did this, I would know what I know. Let me show you. See, they wrote DP with a jar behind it. But the word for a large block of, now, there's no way I could be making this shit up. Like, how could you be faking it and every time you come, it's talking about stone and shit and mixing stones and all that stuff? Like, you can't fake that. There's no way to falsify this type of shit. And so it gotta be this one because it's talking about a large block of stone. So let's see what the phenomenon happening is that reveals more about what we're trying to learn. Look at what's happening here, and I'm gonna make it smaller. So when I pull this one up, it only got one attestation. Now the one attestation is not going to be the one that we're looking at because they probably didn't even recognize that this other DP that we're dealing with is saying the same thing. But let's look, they just put a DP right here and we see the D, the P, and the W, and then a stone determinative and three things. And what they say, an array of these three large DP stones that lied at the entrance of the house. So they're DP stones, so that's the type of stone they're using. So now, where was we at? So now it said, what did this word mean again? The Hama word? I know this means, so they making stone ball. It's a ball of stone. That's all this is. They're making it though. That's why we see them doing this action. So they're making this stone round right here. It's not naturally round because this last word, zoom in. I look like I'm hella zoomed in. I'll zoom in on the other screen. Now this depth word we just read. Now here's the phenomenon I wanted to talk about. And it is more of an ode to my case. My case is that they're making concrete. Now notice something. They don't have a stone determinative on this word for stone. They got a jar. Why you got a jar and up here they they simply mixing chemicals right on the thing. We just didn't read the rest of this one right. So yeah, I thought you was talking about the other screen. So it could be that this is wet stone. In my analogy, it's like a concrete, and they make. How could you be making it into a ball with just your hands? They don't got no tool in their hands. They look like they like forming it like this. And another question. This is a deeper question. What part of the body on this statue that they're making is this stone ball about to be? His eyeball? But when I told somebody they was making this statue, they didn't believe me. Because we've been taught that they just cut it out of one big ass rock. Just to be a big ass rock laying there, big enough for you to make a huge ass statue, and you go in there and chisel all around the shit till you finish chiseling. That don't look like that's how they did it. That's why I don't like reading. I like reading like this, because I'm seeing what they saying. I don't want to go read what the Europeans said this should say. So some procession is taking place, and this don't have nothing to do with the stonework. This is them harvesting or doing something with some cattle. So I'm going to continue. Now there's the complete big statue, one of them at least. I don't know if it's complete, but that is the statue. So I think this will be more of the process. No, I can't see all this. This is in the field they're doing field stuff. So this ain't gonna give us more about making the statue, but there's more pages about making the statue. And let's see who the statue is of. Who wants to read this? I can tell you, it's his son, the eldest, his beloved. We read this text earlier in a different location. So it's his son, his eldest son, his beloved, sold to his only friend, and he's somebody to black. Look. Ah! But I can't tell you who it is. He's the overseer of the lector priest. This look like, what could they have fit right here? A H. He's somebody to black, like Henny the Black. So this statue, they gonna say that's because they painted the statue black. But we're gonna see that repeated over and over in different places. We want to find more of those scenes of the building process of the statue. And there will be more in here, because that ain't even the big one I was over scrutinizing. This is one other one with more information on it, if I'm correct. Hey man, I need to make this be small enough to see. I slept all day. I slept from like when I did that stream earlier, I had some pains from that accident. And I went and slept. I filed my claim and then I slept. And slept in little pains off. But I'm gonna go, but I wasn't like, I gotta go get checked out. But I kind of know doctor don't really got shit for you but some drugs, man. And I walked away from that accident just fine. But I got shooting pains and shit. Some shit just go pew. And I don't like that. So this is still the statue and not the entity. Now let's look at this. Because this entity appeared to, yeah, this is the middle. He's not the black. This is Pepi-Kem the middle. And this don't seem to be a statue. This seems to be more like a vignette of an image. But this is just a collection of different plates. So we might come across various different things. What I'm trying to see is if I can find more scenes about them building the statue. But just to be clear, I can't say that they built it from concrete from what we looked at. But what we could very clearly say is that they do not make those statues out of one big slab of nothing. Acupuncture shit. I'm thinking about the new truck they're gonna have to get me, man. I ain't really even tripping. I know, it's over. I want me a big truck. I got stuff I need to do. I was coming back from working. I literally drove 70 miles to go pick up 15 boxes to take them to a store. Gave them 15 boxes containing 150 pair of shoes. Drove on my way back home 70 miles away from that. And this motherfucker killed my whole truck. Just rear-ended me at 70 miles an hour, dog. But I'm gonna stay all right. So whose tomb? It says the rock tombs of Ni-Ankh. This is the tomb chapel of Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black. Y'all notice I'm not saying that, the book's saying that. People hate this word so much that they don't even want to admit that the book is calling them the black. Yeah, they told me out. Yeah, that's what I was on yesterday. When I was on the freeway and I started streaming after I was waiting for the police and wasn't nothing else to do, I said, let me jump. But then I turned that shit off. Like, I ain't that type of motherfucker. Well, I'm going to go to the doctor maybe tomorrow. But I got to go fly to New York, man, so I got a lot going on. Title of Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem the Black. Titles of Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem the Black. Dude, this right here. So what do you learn? Let me show y'all something. Damn, man, I should have beat the brakes off these fools harder than I did. If you got in the book, it say titles of Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem the Black, then what did you just learn from that? You got to learn from everything you see. You should be able to use everything. I ain't got the primary statue. I only got this facsimile of them, bro. They might got some images of those statues, but I don't even know if they might be in some museum. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta go to NY. But what did we learn from titles of Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black? Bruh, you had some people arguing that the black was a title. But if it say titles of Ni-Ankh-Pepi the black ain't a title. Like, why didn't I have this screenshotted when I was trying to show y'all that black ain't a title? That's part of his description. Here go all his titles. So as you already know, the black ain't about to pop up as one of them. Because this is titles of Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black. That's his name. Man, those notifications in the Discord be having you not checking. What happened? Oh, it's too many notifications in the Discord? Or what? I don't know. We could talk to Sadiq and have it cleaned up. We're going to look at some of these titles. Since people be trying to tell you black is a title in ancient Egypt. You just laugh at them and hit the joint. And they be wanting to think that that's gonna affect you somehow to let them prevail in the knowledge. I'm giving you that advantage. I'm smoking a joint. You so sober and you getting the brakes beat off you. I'm giving you a handicap. You should be able to outwit me or something. But no. Titles of Ni-Ankh-Pepi the Black right there tells you that the Black ain't one of his damn titles. Well, what are his titles? Who is in the chamber? See, people don't even understand. Let me break this down. How is that who is in the chamber? Well, this is a very small abbreviation. And really, it just says, this is an abbreviation of a word that is Emmy. We talk about it all the time. They were that owl looking off the page. See how the owl look off the page? It don't look off into the page. The owl never look into the walls either. It always look off the wall at you standing there. Like, what you doing trying to read these glyphs? But that's just something to know that it's the M owl. Now, this right here appears to be a papyrus roll, but it isn't, this isn't right. It don't appear to be right because the papyrus roll should not be in front of, oh, well, let me break that down. If the papyrus roll is also a word, people don't encounter this much, but it's a word for books, not chambers. If I put M dot in the dictionary, M dot, you look at this, look at what it looks like. Now it might be laying down, right, when we look at it, but when I put this in the TLA, I'm gonna put search, and I know the transliteration is M capital D-A-T, right? It should be that, M jot. All right, it's not that, so let me make something smaller. Maybe make the A small. I know my memory ain't messing me up. M jot, that's not M jot. How do you say a book? Oh, maybe it's not a capital D. Hold on. Dang. Well, let's see how I'm messing up. I'm gonna go to the English. Oh, I see. Hold up. Manual decodage. M jot. That's not a book. A papyrus roll. So now a book back then would be a papyrus roll, B-O-O-K. Because they wasn't cutting the papyrus yet like we do. Yeah, it is M jot, bro. Come on, why are they playing with me? What did I do wrong? Oh, I should have put a dot there. So let's go back. M capital D capital A dot T. And let me show you. See? So let's make this bigger so people can see. Now let's look. Translate a scroll, a document, a file, a papyrus book, a letter, or a document. Now you see it there laying there on the ground. Remember I told you it might be laying down. So when we come back to the text, it's standing up, that's fine. But it shouldn't be in front of something unless it's to be used as that word. So when we look at the options for what they could be saying, they could be saying a scroll, a document, a file, a papyrus book, a letter, or a document. So then why do this mean who is in the chamber? See, using the same logic, oh, okay, that's M40, not Y1. Shout out to J Mill. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh, okay, so I thought it was Y1, the papyrus roll. And J Mill telling me is the problem is it's not the papyrus roll. It's M40. And so in order to reference M40, I'm gonna go to the dictionary, type M40 to see what he's talking about. And this word has M40 in it. I mean, I would have made the same mistake. So let me see. I would have thought when I was reading this that I seen the papyrus roll too. So let me familiarize myself with the difference between M40 and Y1. What is the definition of M40? Like, is it it's a what? What is it? Y1 is a papyrus roll. What is M40? Let me see. Thank you for that. Let me see what M40 is. Oh, so that's how they came up with the chamber. Look. JBL, you's a boss. So the word is, and it's abbreviated. So this is what I'm gonna say. That word we're looking up is made up of 2 abbreviations. And that's why it was hard for me to decode it. Because look, all of these glyphs aren't here. They only put this glyph, and J Mill knew what was up. He said that's M40, not V1. I mean, not Y1, right? And so when I came to investigate that, I came across a word that means a chamber. So when we go back to what we investigating, who is in the chamber, now we need to understand how we got who is in. So this literally says chamber. Well, J Mill, I was on to this. It isn't a scroll, Solomonic. We just figured that out. I was on to this when I said a scroll shouldn't be in front of it. But I never figured it out because I still thought it was a papyrus roll. So now we're going to show how this is a big abbreviation. And abbreviations are very complicated and I wouldn't say advanced, but in your intermediate learnings of the Medu Neter, you're going to start to know how to identify the abbreviations. So this is just an M here, and this is just the IS word, but we would have to transliterate ISIMI, because this is an abbreviation for a longer word, which is Emmy. So if you came to the dictionary and you tried to do it and you'd be doing it wrong, like I often do, there's nothing wrong with doing it wrong because that'll help you get it right eventually. If you learn, if you're a learner, if you repeat stupid shit, then getting it wrong ain't gonna help you. But here go the M preposition. You're not gonna find the word that we're talking about along this line of research because it's an abbreviation for a longer word. So that's why we're not seeing it pop up here. But if we came back and we was familiar with that abbreviation, we would possibly type IMY. Let's see if that betrays me. Nope, not that. So try, I normally would just put IMI and stop playing with it, but let's see if they mess with that. No, so they want these. So what I'm just doing is going through transliteration systems, JMY. There you go. Well, this is a different one. This is a divine name. So I want to hit it so that you can see it. And believe it or not, they be using I's and Y's for some reason. Told you. They use the I on this. So let's go look. But you want the Emmy that's going to say that which is in. Right? So I still don't all the way got it, but I'm getting closer. Damn, go on and transliterate that, chat. JMY, I tried JMY. Have I tried that already? Oh, JMY I tried. I didn't try JMJ like Jam Master J. It's JMJ. No, yep, let's see. No, it ain't even JMJ. Well, anyway, this is an abbreviation for a shorter word, a longer word, and I don't know why I can't find it. Because the root is going to be JM because they're using this German system for transliteration. So here's the root. But it's based on this word. There, from there, thereby, so that. But it's going to be a different definition that says that which is in, or which is in, not that which is in. And the word is Emmy. So I should have put the dot, dog. I keep doing this dumb stuff. What is within? Y'all see that? What is within? The interior, the contents, the residence, the inside. Who is within? I haven't been practicing my metal nature, so next semester I'll freshen up on all this remembering to put my transliteration dots. I've been on my hip hop, killing these foods. But I'm gonna come back and do some studying. I, located, temporal. So we see the word. Now, this is the word. What is within? So come back here, you see why they say, who is in the chamber? That's how we get all of that from this, because this is an abbreviation. That took hella long, huh? This is the overseer. They're calling him the superintendent, same thing. Of what? The bad house? The house of sorrows? Like, what would you call this? I want somebody, volume? No, I never changed my volume, so that must be your phone. Oh, anyway. Superintendent of the what? What y'all think it's gonna say? So this sparrow, if that's not the negative sparrow. Because I don't know why that would be like he's the superintendent of the bad house. And it has all these numbers under it. Is this not double plurality? It has 6 strokes under it. You think, all right, so yeah, superintendent of the great house. That's what Babylon Don said. How about somebody else? And that's a very good one, Babylon Don. You saying word W, but say the English, please. You are a big house. I don't think they would use big for this one. I think you was right with great, because this ain't the bad sparrow. But it got the 6, is it 6 of them mugs? See? It's 6 of them. So you can't leave that part out because they put these strokes at the bottom. So on another show, we're going to find out what the 6 great houses were during this time period and why Ni-Ankh-Pepi-Kem was the overseer of them. But we got a great house, but we didn't get, I want to leave some of them words off so we could do it. Y'all all know this one, right? This is still an abbreviation of the word M-E-R. And then we got your word for nature. And you got him. Him the chair. A him the chair is a lector priest. So it should be the superintendent of the prophets. That's just the word to say this type of a priest. I keep saying lector priest. Let me just say a priest. So who knows what this is? I don't even know what this is, but I'm about to figure it out. We clearly see what look like some ducks, chicks, right? On top of some land. 6 chicks on the land, but I don't want to mess this up and make y'all laugh at me. He the overseer of the chicks? Because I don't know that glyph to be doing nothing else. The poultry. So I'm just going to say the poultry. No, the 2 swamps. I told you I messed that up. These are birds inside of swamps. I said the poultry. So now you get this one then, if you so raw. This one hella easy. I even said it earlier. He's the super overseer of the South. Upper Egypt is the South. All right. Now, which one is this? I'm going to take this off. What is he now? Y'all ain't reading fast enough. Y'all got to type too. If this one is the overseer of the South, this one lets us know he had some contention. Why? It's just like Instagram or it's just like any other social media. It's only 12 o'clock. Damn, I'm about to play some video games in a minute. I might play for 2-3 hours straight, bruh. Wife sleeps so she can't see me playing games and shit. I'm definitely about to play. Look, this lets us know that there was some contention over being the superintendent of the South. Can somebody tell me why? Oh, it says it right here. It's just like Instagram. He had to put real. He had to literally do it just like Instagram. When somebody take your name, the superintendent of the South, you have to say, no, he the fake superintendent of the South. And he really wrote the real superintendent of the South. Just like on Instagram, when somebody take your name, you put the real John or the real Michael. He had to put the real superintendent of the South, so he had some contention about his superintendency. So what is he the superintendent of here? This is probably easy to figure out. I'm adapting to their word superintendent, but it's just like a governor, not a governor, like somebody who you said, make sure you look over this. Superintendent. What are these two? The two, what are these? They look like some stone something. They got them 4 holes in them and make them appear like they were active or they had utility. But he's the superintendent of the 2 granaries. Damn, I probably would have figured that out. Damn, I'm so, oh man. So now I have to say this in Meta Nature to rectify myself. He is the M-E-R Shinu. Because that's not written on the screen. Not Shinu. So, oh, I messed that up too. It's getting late. A storehouse is a sina, a shina. So he is the overseer of the storehouses. If I come put storehouse, it should say shina. Storehouse. Shina. See? Shina'u. So it's more than one. Shina'u. Storehouses. So at least I didn't mess that up. All right, this is going to be harder. I'm not even going to do it like that. But this appears to be the gnome of the flesh, bruh. How you like that? The gnome of the flesh. That don't make no sense. So what would it be? The gnome of the, well, this ain't really a gnome. This is just venerated flesh. And what is this? Who knows? The assistant of the Da'u? I will have to figure that out. But that's crazy. Dang, I don't want to see the titles. I just want to see the glyphs. We cheated on that one. I wouldn't have knew it anyway. Seb Harry Ib. No, this ain't Harry Ib. That's Harry Tep. So he's the chief of. Why am I calling this an S? That's not an S. Something with a B. But why would the South have a B there? He's the chief of what? Neck. Okay, I wasn't knowing that. Neck bite. Well, this is just a hottie, so he's the governor. Oh, dang. They said the holder of the bot emblem. It's better readings we could be doing. But I'm skipping that one because it got 3 dots and a hand. Says something about unique, but I don't. This is unique minerals, but how could he be the overseer? Unique personality. Okay. Let's look at this. What are you getting from this? He the oldest of the 3 brothers? Is that what y'all getting from that? He's the oldest of the 3 brothers. Eldest of the pillared hall. Well, this word is sin, and it means brother. They put 3 of them, but I didn't look at the rest of the glyphs because I thought it was English over there. If I would have looked at this, you see this is a house. So I would have knew, I would have been like the eldest of the brother houses. It got windy on this hill where I live with the Wi-Fi went bizarre there. The elders of the pillared house hall. Anyway, we were just looking over some of those titles. I'm done with titles. I'd like to get back to something. See if we can find more of them making the statue. Now, his statue, quite possibly, the one that we was talking about, it quite possibly was literally, I know this makes you mad, this statue. It quite possibly, now look, see they done with it because they pulling it now. Man, am I wrong? Are they pulling the statue? What are they pulling? Nah, they pulling like, all right, so this is what's going on here. It appears I'm not right. I'm not trying to act like I'm right. I'm trying to look at, because I'm not reading it. Once we read it, I could definitely be right. But just looking at the vignette, it appears that they're pulling a net or something to ensnare or to entrap. Just because a lot of this stuff is gone. Birds or something like that. And when you know you got a big ass net, you can't just do it by yourself. Have any of y'all ever cast a net? I used to be really good at throwing pancakes. I throw a pancake. Give me that net and I'm gonna throw it and it's gonna spread wide so open to where it could gather more things under it. Right? And so we could see they cooking it up down here. So they definitely was catching it up here. Now we're gonna read this too, and we don't got nobody to tell us whether we reading right or wrong. All we got is dictionaries to verify it. But I'm first looking at the vignettes. I clearly see they catching some birds. Now, they talking, see, they go the birds they talking about catching. So it starts right here. And we got ma. So they want you to see, they like look or see work, they working. So they say see our work. Or they like look at the work, right? Cot. Whatever y'all need me to stop and show you in a dictionary, I could clearly show you. Like this word cat for work. If I just type work, you're gonna see cat, W-O-R-K, right? You're gonna see cat in some regard, but it got 146 words for work. Let me minimize the size of the dictionary so that if I come across it, you can actually see it. How do I move this? So when you see those arms with a T, probably talking about work. Plenty of words to say work, but here it is. Cot, work, right? But, and you see it right here, cot. So this word means to look or to see, or this isn't mek, behold, this is ma'a. This is like seeing the work. And it says, second. This is a field, all right? And you can see the field right here. Second, but this might be seketi, second, yep. All right, so this say, seeing the work, see, it says second twice, right? So the work of the fields, the field of what? It ain't no of here. Field of birds. Apedu is what this would probably be. Field of birds, and then what else? Hold on, let's not skip. Because this is a H. And if they didn't spell out Aped, we got to read this as Apedu. This is the 6th dynasty. So when they put triplets, you read it as one plural. Right? This is the way they manifest plurals in the 6th dynasty. So you just say the word for bird with a W at the end, Apedu. So then, if I'm correct with that, man, I'll be wanting to check everything. Birds, Apedu. Because I don't like being wrong. Apedu is what I'm saying. That's not that. There you go. Apedu. See? Birds. But they didn't write the word out. They just took this bird. They don't do 3 strokes in this time period. They put it 3 times. So you see 3 ducks. You see this word? Apedu. Birds. So when you see 3 birds and you know it's Old Kingdom, you don't say 3. You don't say 3 birds. This is plurality for birds, Apedu. And so this is look or seeing work. It is seeing work. Now, the reason why I'm stopping here, because this could either represent the field or the actual field workers. But it don't say shaketi, it say seket, which is just a field. But see, that say seket too. So it says seeing the work of the field. Field of birds, field birds. So we got an H after this, and then an A, and then an M. And then this is should be taken as a determinative. H-A-M. Ham. I'm not familiar with that word. Ham. I don't know that word. You don't have to know everything. You just got to know how to learn it. H-A-M. Ham. Let's see what this is. Poultry farms. Very interestingly enough, even though it has a different H here, I could clearly say that this is related to what we're talking about, bro. Come on, dog. If not, I'm going to find a different with a capital H. So the difference between the lowercase and the capital H is just transliteration. To fish. Okay, that's to fish. I'm sorry. To fish. Look, to cast a net. I told y'all. Didn't I say they was casting a net? But I didn't know the word ham was net casting. I just learned that. To fish with the net is ham. Ham. To cast the net. So when we come back here, Buddha bit, what they doing? They going ham, bro. They going ham. Now this is a determinative. It just seems, it means, it's not really a determinative, it's gim. So they're fishing to find fish. Ham, gim, apedu. Great fish. So they found a lot of fish. Apedu, So this is seeing the work. I'm putting the there. It's literally seeing work, field ducks. So they're saying seeing the work of the field. And if you want to put in the words to make it good English, you could say there are field ducks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it say, after it say that, it just say field birds, apedu. Then we got ham, So we're trying to find, this means to find, fish. This means fishing. Fishing isn't catching. That's what I be telling people all the time when I take them fishing, bro. Fishing is the entire act. Cats be like, oh, we ain't caught nothing. Man, get the hell up out of here. That's when we catching something. But we are fishing just by sitting here in the process of waiting for a fish to come. We ain't even fishing. Man, you don't even know how to fish. You ain't even caught no shit before. You need some patience. But anyway, they was fishing. Now I said Gem. This ain't a determinative for fishing, is it? Therefore, I'm calling it its own word. When I came to him, let's find it in some text. And let's see if, yeah, look, it is. So that's a determinative for fishing in that word. But it's kind of funny because in a certain way it says finding fish. But it's simply a determinative for fishing. And they found great fish, and then what else they do? Now, why did they put great and then great again? Warets. So warets. So they might find hella fish. Great fish? I mean, they had hella fish. Because this word means great, and this word warets means great. By, they telling you the fishing hole right here. By, if it say a location after this, I'm gonna be laughing. No, the foremost overseer of the South, the the king, well, this is Biddy, but it ain't Nisu Biddy. This is the king's seal bearer. And this is Heb. We seen this word earlier that's part of his name. So wait, who is Heb? What is this Heb doing? I think I looked this up earlier and I forgot what it's doing, but he's in the middle. I mean, he's the chief. Oh, okay, this was like some type of a position because he's the chief Heb. Chief. You see the two faces? That's Chief. Hori Tep, something like that. And this is all broken off. Pepi-Ankh, the black. They get mad, but then they're gonna keep going. Friend, the only friend. This is Samir Wa. And it's also got the T, so. Heb. Yeah, that gotta be his name, Heb. And I forgot what Heb is, but he gonna Heb again. And he's the overseer of the priest, Pepi. So tell me what Heb is, man. Damn. I don't know no words, dude. Every third word I gotta go, to the dictionary. I just got excited because I see him and I thought that was Heb. Do this for 20 years and you're gonna know all the words. Heb, I need to write Heb. We looked this up earlier, man. A variety of mullet, a fish, that's a bar, that's not it. Man, I ain't trying to find this word. I'm getting tired of it. But if y'all remember what Heb was, I'm not about to look, bro. I'm tired. So I'm just gonna keep going so I can finish this little teaching. What was we at? Something about Heb. If y'all look that up, tell me what that means. But we're gonna keep going. So he is the friend, the one friend of Heb. His one friend Heb, probably. The overseer of the priest, Pepi Ni-Ankh. This means Pepi belonging to the life belonged to Pepi, the black, And then we got or Renef. Renef, his name, Nefer. His good name is Happy the Black. See? So why is it black on his Ni-Ankh? There's a black on his Ni-Ankh-Pepi name, and there's also a black on his good name. He wasn't getting away from that. Now we right here, he is the steel bearer. It's just repeating stuff. That's why I don't be liking reading this text over and over. It's just repeating. Look, here go the friend again, the sole companion, the overseer of the priest, Imaki, the venerated one, Imak, Imak, or Imak. Why is it a U after it? Well, Imaku, the venerated ones under the great God. Under the great God. Pepi, why is he calling himself a nature? Under the great nature. Pepi, huh? The venerated one under the great nature. Happy, black. Happy Kim. So we just read all that. And that wasn't nothing because it kept repeating itself. Heb might be a festival. I know about that festival, but I don't think they was talking about that. You might be right. Good one, Shazmoo. But I don't think that's that. Because he's the chief of the festival. That might, I don't know, he might be the chief of the festival. That was a good one. I forgot about the festival. I'm going to go play college football and make a fake college team and try to take them to the finals. So what are they counting here? They're going to tell you what they're counting. So this is a scribe. This is the word for scribe. It's sesh. But I don't know what they put after that. It looked like Luke Skywalker's vessel that they told y'all was a spaceship. Now, it got the little thing on top. This is a very familiar shape if you know the glyphs, but it's 12:30 and I'm not on all the way point. It's not the SH sound. It's not a stone, and it got an M behind. Oh, is that just a papyrus roll? A big ass papyrus? Why would he have done it like that? To question? Heb said, he said, oh yeah, all right. Well, I'm past that one, but I appreciate that contribution. I think we're going to come back to that again. So, excuse me. This ain't no Hotep, is it? No, it would have had a T and a P under it. It should have. But I'm sorry I'm getting caught off with the simple glyphs right now. So he's a scribe, right, because I'm taking this as a papyrus roll. I know it ain't right. But if this is an M, it could be a scribe of then what we got here. Since this is a natural deity image type person, you see these two arms, and then it says Kemet. All right, what we doing here? I can't do that. My brain ain't ready to do that right now. I don't got the, I'm fatigued. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. Normally I want to. I don't want to. I'm just gonna do some easy shit. So Hemet, that look like Hemet in correct. And then they counting some stars. How many stars they counting? 10, it looked like 84. 84 stars? I don't know, bro. These are each worth 10. And these are each worth 1. So you got 4 of the things worth 1, and 8 of the things worth 10. 84 stars. But then we got more. We got hundreds over here to the right. Dude, my sizing is just incredibly weird. I'll be trying to size to the page. Don't nothing fit right. It be going way big or way small. All right, here we go. So on the next line we got, now what is this? It looked like an English M, y'all. But I'm going to say that he was probably trying to do the N, an N, right? And he didn't put enough waves in the N. And just wound up with some, oh no, there was an N with enough waves in it. So, now let me just say, if somebody reading the glyphs and they never have a moment of what is this type shit, because I do this naturally and I'm doing it publicly and I'm not fronting. So now I kind of know, how you know every single glyph in the text? That's not from your, it's either from a previous study of the text or it's because even ancient Egyptians didn't know every glyph. You have to be like super priests to just like know what this is right here. Well, it's easy for us to find out what it is. What I thought it was a elongated version of this glyph. You see how they bear similar shapes? If you scrunch this one down, you're going to have this one. And I was thinking maybe he wanted to write his N like that. But no, that shit just looking like an English M. So what do y'all have for that? Dude, I could do this till the morning. I'm already going on 3 hours, dog. I could have won the Super Bowl. So yeah, I mean, you know, you have to have some humility. You can't be trying to be, I don't never get nothing wrong. If y'all hear that come out of me, that's me trying to hype myself up to do something correctly. But it's part of the process, familiarizing yourself with the way different people, because this ain't even the original. This some white dude who rewrote this, showing us what he's seen. You feel me? And so I don't know what he's seen when he's seen this. And if you know, let me know. And so now they're counting years, though. I can tell you that right here. But let me see. Why does it say ret? Oh, that's correct. Correct. Incorrect. So whatever this is D word incorrect. And this is showing me that this is a papyrus roll. They wrote big ass papyrus rolls. But we got Rimpet, and then it got 633 years. And this is 363 years. So do I add this all up? I don't think so. I think these are 2 different digits. Because why would you go through the hundreds, come down to the tens, and get down to the ones, and then go back to the hundreds? So this is 2 separate digits where they both go down mathematically. They start in the hundreds, then they tell you the tens, then they tell you the ones. Hundreds, tens, ones. So that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 633. And this is 363. Let me think about those numbers. And then what are they telling you they got that? So they're writing it down. They're taking note of it. These are the scribes. Now that I know that this is a papyrus roll, because I've seen this one, I could come back and transliterate this. So they're the scribes of, this is a of, because it has to be connecting it to this word. So if I see 2 arms First of all, how do you say two arms in Meta Nature? I don't know. But if I had to transliterate this, I would have put him, him at, him at. You think this is one long number? So let me try to read the long. I don't think it's the same number, Babylon Don, because it can't be. Because how could you read this number? You would say 633. Ain't no thousand on here. See what I mean? So the final number is in the ones digits. If the final number is in the ones, this would have to be lower than the ones for the number to continue. But it goes back up, so it's 2 digits. And then I see 2 scribes. I'm just saying. So I'm starting to peak game. That maybe he's an account, got that count, and he got the other count. But this definitely, it don't read like one number. It's an option, but it don't read like that. But they're gonna tell you what they're writing right here. So he's the scribe of the overseer of this house. So the scribe of the overseers of the house of what? You see, I see no, this is gonna be a Tati. A Tati is a vizier, but it has a reed leaf in front of it. So it's throwing me off. But he's they're the scribes of the overseer of the house of whatever this is. I see this and I know that's for Tati, but it's surrounded by other things that could change the meaning. And my propensity to continue is like at
Scale
10.
1:8%, 1B Chapel A, no. 2 Plate 15-3. Room A, South.
Yeah, what the hell? I didn't know. I knew I could do that, but I hadn't done that in a while. Kind of had me off guard. So I'm not even doing nothing in particular. Oh, this is one I wanted y'all to see. I need to turn this to the right. Can I just rotate it? Save image. Because, look, y'all can clearly see, first we seen them mixing the stone, but y'all see they blowing the fire right here, right? Look. So they trying to get the stone hot enough to do what? Why do you need hot fire? So why am I saying that they blowing into a fireplace? Because they mixing it. I told y'all it was more to making that statue. Here they go breaking the stones again. He got a jar. Why you got a jar if it's stones? Because they turn it into a liquid that's kind of like a concrete. Look, you're pouring. You don't pour stones like this. Not like this, like a liquid. So look, he's holding a stone right here. He's holding a stone. We read what this process was called, right, earlier, when they were shaping the rocks, remember? Because look, now they putting something on the statue down here. Oh, it's going to be direct proof that they construct these statues like concrete. Oh, you think it's a math problem? That's a good one, Babylon Don. I didn't think of it like that. They got a way to tell us to add something to something else, but that's good to see you thinking outside the box since that's your name. But we can read this, but I would have to turn this text in order to read it, and I don't feel like doing that. We'll do it tomorrow or something. But you can see by the vignette, they're at least mixing something. It started with a stone, they was beating it. Now they mixing something, now they heating it. That necessarily wouldn't be the process of softening stone, you heat it, right? Or whatever. I don't know, I'm thinking about iron and metals when I'm thinking about smelting. But this process just looks, now look, he's clearly fashioning something onto the statue, but this is a seated statue. But I want everybody to see this with their own eyes. Just realize that the picture is turned to the side, and I'm sure you could compensate for that. He's putting some type of circular thing in the torso. Now, maybe they knew that this circle he's holding is soft, and he's probably going to mash out the rest of the torso, or he's probably sculpting the torso down with a rock. There's so many things we can presume. But they keep mixing stuff. They're not cutting no big statue out no rock. Like, stop letting people tell you dumb shit. And then you come look at the primaries and they doing something else. I could read this sideways. This says doing work again. Here, excellent. They're doing excellent work. Doing work excellent by Erdy giving what is this? TCH NS Chin by giving them Chin Seer the overseer, look, Seer by giving them or their overseer. Right here go the overseer. Seer is the word. I mean, not overseer. Prince. By giving their, is Chin there? I think it's there, yeah. Them, giving, but they're talking about people. So you'll say their, ownership, their prince. You feel me? But y'all can tell me if I'm wrong. Them or their, by giving them or their prince, what they gonna give their prince? Whatever they giving their prince upon, they giving it right here. This is the answer. Because this is what's in all those jars. It is Hebeset, Chin for them. There goes a them again. Giving the Hebeset. So is this Hebeset? Let me see. I always mess this up. All of y'all know I mess this word up every time. HBST. Let me remember how I mess it up. HBST. Because I think the B ain't supposed to be in there. I think I'll just be putting the B in there every time. Dude, this dictionary is for the birds, and it's really a bird right here, so that proves it. Now I'm gonna come here and put the same thing. Let's look that up, yeah. Hold up. Because that's what it is. It is HST. I gotta leave the B out. I think the B is how I'll be messing everything up. Nope, it ain't that. It's not that H. It's a lowercase H, maybe. Yeah, I'm starting to feel different shit on my body. You know how they be telling you you're gonna feel it 2 days later? They right. They right in the mug. Oh, it's gonna be HZ. Well, let me just try HZ and see what that leads me to. Some of y'all who are a lot better than me at transliteration need to be stepping up in these moments. Let me see. Oh, yep, I am right. HZ. There go that jar. Look. You see the jar right here? Now let's go back to the text. See the jar? I ain't that bad. See, I see the H and the S. I remembered how I always messed it up is I would put a B in this word. But it is just HST. So we found it here in the dictionary, but this is just a different rendition of it. I need it with the H, the Z, and then the T. But that just at least showed me that the HZ is right. So let me put dot T. And we should have it. There it is. So what is it? What if it say concrete? Okay, water. Now that even make it more, I told you it's concrete. Nothing we're finding is contradicting or falsifying my stance. Because what did he say? He just said a water bottle. But they say the raised form, animal leg. Nah, we don't got that determinative. We are dealing with a water bottle. Well, let's go see what determinative we have. It just says, so upon watering them. That's what I'm going to take it as. So maybe, since this is Egypt, maybe it's water in these pots. Like water wasn't that easy. You know, they probably got some water. But why you gotta mix? You don't gotta mix water. So this water gonna be one part of this. You don't have to smoke fire on water and shit. So the water is gonna be one element of it. All right, let's go over here. Well, if I'm wrong, I don't mind being wrong, but it's more to making these statues than they led us to believe. They mixing chemicals. Nobody told you that. It wasn't paint. We just qualified that what's in these jars ain't paint. And the closest thing we have is water. But look at this weird use of the water. Here go one of those jars here, and he got like, it looked like a paintbrush, bro. He's painting that. You can't tell me he ain't painting this. Now, I know it looks different, but we can read this. So that's the difference. First, I can say what it looks like, but what he's doing is putting metal nature on this vase. It says so right here. It says a scribe. This just turned to the side, and I can read it this way. My head, you can see my head kind of turned. I don't know what this is, but this is a SH sound. Then we got SHN. I don't know. This could be one word right here. And I'm sorry, I can't. But he's the scribe. You can clearly see he's writing. So they could probably say writing this shit on the jar. Right? Now, what is this going on over here? He's building something, which is just another form of CAD, but this got a T behind it, which is weird. And I don't know what this is. This looks like an M bar, and then the word hot. But they're telling you he's building something. I don't know why there's a T there. Oh, so look. You see him with the sculpting knife. This was the first thing that anyone would use to try to tell you that this was one big piece of stone. But we all know it's not, because we just seen those mixing process and then putting parts of it together. But look, they're chiseling it out. This word means forming or fashioning. Oh, I know why I got a T there. Because this is one who fashions or forms, possibly. So he got this bowl in his hand while he putting that thing together. So I think they're gonna start dealing with how they move it. Now this is all southern Africans. This is the rock tombs of me air. This don't got nothing to do with no Delta Northerners. This don't take you into the areas where skin develop all light and shit. I'm just keeping it a buck. This is down by the sun-stricken areas. Nigga, I don't got no colorism. I hate people who think that just because you gotta say things frankly, that they're allowed to come to the conclusion about you. I hate stupid ass motherfuckers with colorism, right? But what I'm saying is, just like today, you go further down in the Egypt to the closer to the beginning of Egypt, people get darker. And this happened in those areas is all I'm saying. But I hate colorism. I hate colorism in the whole world, and I really hate it within the black community. Like, this ain't Kemet. We not living in Kemet. I don't know what they meant. I just know that it best looks like a physical description. But we know what the hell we mean when we say black. And it includes way more than the ancient Egyptians meant. Like, I don't be on no stupid ass Dr. Umar shit. Like, and if you got to do this, if you got to, man, shut your dumb ass up. You a scammer. So I ain't taking none of your rules. I don't know if he a scammer all the way. He could have just been like, he seemed like somebody who had a good idea who ran into a drug problem. That's how it looked like who Umar is to me. Like, I don't think that he started out with no damn ambitions of doing other shit with the money. Hell no. You be having these lofty ass ambitions and shit be turning out different. Right? So shit don't turn out how you turn out, and you got people, you a fiduciary, you got people money. Oh man, come on now. That's a huge liability. Now we're in the sixth dynasty. And they are showing you that they already in the tombs. They're like, bro, they basically saying that we had boating on lock. Because they draw out boats with parts on them that we don't today. I can tell you what they for. But you can clearly see that this ain't a functioning, this isn't a functioning wind sail. And if we look at it close, it appears that these things aren't insert. They're just, here, this isn't a wind sail. This will push the boat in different directions. So what, y'all know what these things are? What do you think they are? I can't say it authoritatively, but I know enough about ancient boat travel to know what they are, especially in Egypt. There's a possibility that these are skids or slides, because you got to remember they need to get around cataracts and shit. So they would just not deal with that, and they would pull the boat out the water and slide it on big ass pieces of wood. Now, since this don't serve no function, can any of y'all think why this is on the boat? It's not helping them. The boat is manpower. And this is the rudder dude right here. They showing us everything. So this is the dude who steered the boat. And these are the people who power the boat. But this dude is up here holding this thing, which is going all the way. Let's go see. Nah, I got that wrong. He the rudder dude. Because look. So when he moved this stick right here, the rudder probably moved. Yeah, they rowing that. They going that. Oh, he's just a guide who can see if they're about to hit something. You feel me? So we still haven't found any function for these things on top, which helps me think that they're definitely parts of, when they get to the cataract, they pull the boat out the water, they take them big ass pieces of wood on top and lay them on the ground and row the boat on them. So that's probably why I got these things too. I'm assuming that both of these things will be the same direction maybe and help you slide along. You know, you got to clear that first stuff you sliding over. I could be 100% wrong, dog. Right now, I'm in conjecture. So we could read and then we learn if it say anything about that. Right? And we starting with Erdi. But man, already had I can't do that. Already had sesh. I mean, you can read it, but I'm not making no sense. Already is to give. This right here, this is like to give. Some will just say ta or D. You might just say D because you don't see the R. It still means to give. Now het, after that, this is a different ass het. And I don't even know why they did that like that. So I don't want to go too far because this could say already per ta. So I'm not messing with that right now. Y'all can mess with it if y'all want to. I would do that with them with like I'm really doing homework. I don't want to mess it all up. But yeah, they clearly sat at the boat and held them rudders. And so this I right here still means to do, to make, or create. We got Emmy, and then we got Arat. One who is in great, what? Excellence? Oh, make one who is in great excellence. Oh, a great, excellent boat. They're going to make one. Wait a minute. But why does it say one who is in? He is in a great, excellent boat. Good, nefer, poo. Nefer, poo, ow. Oh, good that is. Oh, my God. That's bars. So they said make a creator, or it's not saying make a boat. They saying the creators are in the boat. Do or make. Making, doing, who is in great excellence. And then they got this sail for this boat, this mast right here. So I said a great excellent. This isn't a depet word, but you can clearly see these masts. So maybe it's a sail, a great excellent sail, nefer pool that is. Maybe they're talking about the sails. Now look, do you think that this is the same thing and the sails was just rolled down on this one and not lifted up? But nah, because this is a man-powered boat. You see the power, that's how the boat is powered. This boat is powered by wind. And they're clearly talking about the sails right here. So it says, this word is Ari, this word is Emmy. We talked about both of these words earlier. Yeah, it says so make or create that which is in great excellence, and then they show a sail. So they like make a great and excellent sail. Beautiful that is beautiful. So make a great excellent sail that is beautiful. Now this is a new sentence because it starts with an IU. So it says you, so they're talking about greatness again. It is a fact that it is great, F. His greatness, sec, I don't know. But I bet you if we look up sec right now, it's probably gonna be this. Sec, let me see sec. I'm SK. I should look back and see if that, it was SK. It's gonna be like, what does sec mean? to sweep, to wipe out, a position of a star, an accusation, a lance, a divine being. Damn, it's too many sets. Hold up. We're going to see. Sinking. That has something to do with a boat. I'm just going to keep that in mind. Downfall, sweep, straw bus, battlefield. Nah, man, I need to know what sec mean. Yeah, man, I be getting, all right, I gotta go talk to the doctor. Because after all that, man, you ain't supposed to be getting little headaches and shit. Nah, everything getting put on the accident, bro. Guardian of the body, let me see. Sec-er. Very sinking. Who wipes the mouth? Is this really a sec? Let me go back and look. A S and a K. Ot, sec. Ot, sec. Instantly. Then we got, all right, see, I'm not gonna do that. Y'all can do that later. I don't care. I ain't even tripping, it's late night. I couldn't figure out what oxec was. It's still on the screen. So, ots. What is ots? A moment in time? Ot is a moment. Let's see, AT. All right, I'm about to end this long ass stream. I'm going on 3 hours. Ot. Let me see. Hopefully that was some 3 hours of late night entertainment. Wherever you at, it's all good, family. When I'm bored, I ain't got shit to do. I'm gonna come see what y'all doing. Ot. Let me see. Man, they messing this up. They talking about the world and stuff. That's not right. Ot. Nah, they don't got nothing for that. So I don't think that this word before that is ot right here. Fat. F-A-T. All right, I'm going to try the word fat, bro. I never, ever, ever seen this word. If this is a real word in ancient Egyptian, something's up. I know that ain't right. I got 4 minutes before I end the show. Yeah, I know that wasn't right. I know that F is a pronoun on the word before it. So what's up with this ot stuff? Oh, I'm supposed to use a capital A. Capital A and then a T. Nope, it still ain't giving me nothing. All right, this is the late night learning session. Let me holler at my peoples, man. Thanks for tapping in with Smash on the late night. I hope I contributed something. If it wasn't nothing but just, sometimes on the late night, I love when people do streams like this because I'll be laying in the bed. My wife be sleeping, the phone be next to my ear, and I'm just cool. I can listen to this shit while I fall asleep or while I'm on the late night killing some time. Now, I thought I was going to go play the game, but it ain't feeling like that right now. I think I'm going to go see the doctor first thing in the morning. I'm going to see him anyway. Shooting pains ain't cool. But I didn't want to rush up in there like I was really injured or some shit, dog. More people need that hospital space. I just need to go like this. I know y'all love that ancient rugby. This is an ancient rugby. Can't find them like this no more. Come on, man. Look at the threading and stuff. Vintage. I found this in the store, LA, vintage store, about $12, $15, man. I be loving that. None of this, I don't do new. I don't go buy nothing new. I need to look like the 90s. All right, I'm going to holler at y'all. Appreciate y'all. Talk to me later. Peace, peace, peace. Oh, that back feeling crazy, boy. Y'all know that boy still looking good, though. All right, I'm